What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, and like I said last episode, we're just gonna have to rebrand ourselves, the Alabama A&M podcast. We're joined with another Alabama A&M player, offensive lineman, recent transfer. Jonathan Timmons is with us, man. This guy has done it all. Three-star recruit out of Memphis, Tennessee. Found his way to Coffeyville Community College. A lot of y'all probably know about that community college due to Last Chance U. Also played 3 years at Charlotte, and now he's headed to Alabama A&M to block for arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the Swac. So, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Got happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, this first question, I want to start out with, your time at JUCO. I know you originally committed to Memphis. You ended up at Coffeyville Community College. What's like the biggest difference between JUCO and FBS football?
The biggest difference is definitely the time commitment for sure. The time commitment on D1 level is a whole lot different than JUCO. Most definitely, and also the resources. We used to have to bus over to practice at JUCO, man. So it was a whole lot different. I say the resources for sure.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think Last Chance Shoes kind of shined a lot of light. I don't think a lot of people understood that kids
Most
had to
definitely.
have jobs and
Yeah.
the dorm situation and everything. But you did really well at Coffeyville. You were a second team All Conference pick. You played in the U.S. Under-19 national team. What teams were recruiting you the hardest while you were at and after you left Coffeyville?
What teams recruit me the hardest were UNLV, New Mexico State, and Charlotte. That was my top three schools.
Gotcha. So this leads me here. Why did you decide to ultimately commit to Charlotte over some of those other choices?
I decided to go to Charlotte because of Greg Atkins. Greg Atkins was the O line coach at Charlotte at the time, which is now the O line coach at South Carolina. So he was a great guy. He had a ton of league experience, and he was one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. So I feel like Charlotte was the best place for me.
Absolutely. So I mean, what was kind of like your biggest takeaway at your time at Charlotte? I mean, was there like certain skills that were improved upon a lot? Was it the competition? Like overall, if you had to look back on your time at Charlotte, how did it impact you and the player that you are today?
I got a chance to play with a lot of great guys at Charlotte. Jalen Fisher is the center. He just got picked up by the CFL. He just went to the CFL. So, and then Cameron Clark, he got drafted in the fourth round last year. So that meant a lot to me. And I was around a lot of great players. And also my first year, Nate Davis was drafted as well. So that really helped me in my development.
Absolutely. Hey, iron sharpens iron, man. That's the statement you always hear. But
Yes, sir.
you ultimately decide to transfer from Charlotte this
Mhm.
past season. Now you're headed to Alabama A&M.
Okay.
What kind of played into your decision making? Like, what was it that made you decide to leave Charlotte after this season?
Man, COVID-19.
Yeah.
Man, I had to quarantine 3 times this past year. So it kind of
Wow.
like messed me up. It threw my game off. So I just kind of wanted to, what I'm saying, put my name in the portal, get somewhere closer to home, and see where everything goes from there.
Right. I mean, I know you ultimately decided to go to Alabama A&M, but just, you hear this saying like once you enter your name in the portal, there's kids left behind. Other kids say it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Overall, what was your experience like in the portal? And, who all came after you once you inserted your name into the portal?
Oh man, it was crazy. It seemed like everybody started really coming after me after I was getting ready to commit to Alabama A&M, man. So it was man, Louisiana Lafayette, BYU, man, a lot of schools just hitting me out of nowhere, man. It was crazy. It was exciting to see though. Like Coastal Carolina. It was I can go list goes on and on. I just heard from a lot of schools while I was in the portal.
So I asked your teammate Spencer last episode too. Was there really a big difference between being recruited out of the transfer portal and being recruited out of high school?
It's really not that big of a difference. The only difference is they know that you have a lot of experience. The selling point is a little bit different than the high, what I'm saying, be a high school freshman, like a high school senior out of high school.
Right. Yeah. Experience plays a big role. But, you talk about, the few names that you mentioned. Louisiana Lafayette was a top 15 team last year, arguably one of the best group of 5 teams in the country. Coastal Carolina was a top 10 team
Mm-hmm.
last year. Why did you ultimately decide on Alabama A&M for your final school?
I started to look at what the success that Deion Sanders was having in the HBCU ranks, and I wanted to choose a HBCU because I just like the whole atmosphere and the vibe that the HBCU was giving off.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, do you think commitments like yours, and I know, well, I mean, let's just be honest, Alabama A&M, whoever's running that recruiting Twitter account, like my guy Allscript said, deserves a raise because it seems like I get notifications now and it's like, man, like I can't even like do anything without getting another one. Y'all landed, I think now 12 as of today, 12 or 13. So y'all had 2 more today.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
do you think all these recruits coming in from these Power 5 schools, from these great group of 5 schools, are going to impact more high school players to come to HBCUs and, realize that, hey, I can come to an HBCU and still make the NFL and still kind of prove myself?
Yeah, most definitely will because you got to look at it. A lot of these coaches will really take a guy out of the portal before a high school guy because, like I said earlier, the experience, man. So a lot of these schools are trying to win now. They're not trying to be in this thing for too long. They want to win now.
Right. And I mean, who were like the lead recruiters from Alabama A&M that really impacted your decision to come to play for the Bulldogs?
Oh man, Coach Lawrence. Coach Lawrence been on me from the jump, man. Coach Lawrence hit it from we hit it off first, like from the jump, man. Coach Lawrence was on me. And he you know what I'm saying, he's from Charlotte and he knew a lot about Charlotte and we related a lot, man. We really got a chance to connect easily.
I love to hear it, man. So the head guy, though, that's the man, Connell Maynard. I mean, listen, the energy that he brings to the sidelines, to
Oh
his
yeah.
interviews that I see him coach his players with. Listen, if I was a recruit, if he called me, I'd be all ears for him. What were your first impressions of Maynard, though, and what do you think it's going to be like to play under him this season?
Man, that's the coach I would strap it up and go through war with. I'll run through a brick wall for dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a real good guy. You know what I'm saying? We about to make something special happen at Alabama A&M this year.
Absolutely. I mean, and for them, so when they came to when they contacted you, when they asked you to be a part of this team, what were the biggest selling points that they were trying to push about Alabama A&M to get you to commit to Alabama A&M?
Winning. That's the main thing. I was sitting there watching their games every Saturday. You don't really get a chance to see HBCUs play, but this past season it was on ESPN every Saturday. So I sat there and I watched the whole game, and I was excited, man. I was just excited about the brand of football they play and how tough they are. That's what I play. That's
Absolutely.
how I play.
I like it. And so now you're going to be headed to campus. You're going to be blocking for the best quarterback in the SWAC this
Best
upcoming year,
quarterback in the
Aqeel Glass.
nation. In the
Exactly.
nation.
I like it. I like it. I like it. We had him on the show, and I was like, I was just like starstruck. I was like, man, this is the guy.
Yeah.
What will Jonathan Timmons bring to that Alabama offensive line, though?
Toughness. Toughness and will and grit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I plan to bring.
Absolutely. So, where do you think you're going to fit along this line? Because I know you've played guard, you've played tackle at different stops, and the versatility is great because an injury happens, you can slide anywhere on the offensive line. One, I guess this would be a two-parter. One, where do you feel most comfortable? And two, what have you talked to the coaches about where you're going to fit into this current offensive line?
Well, Coach Lawrence is going to start me out at guard, but he said wherever I'm comfortable at the end of the day.
I like it. I like it. I know the tackles get the big bucks, but hey, all
Oh
5
yeah.
guys have to be
Hey
on
man,
the same
you gotta
page.
you gotta have those guards on the inside that's roll graders. You gotta have those
Absolutely.
big roll graders on the inside, man.
Absolutely. So, man, I always like to ask players this. I'll start with the team goals first. What are the team goals right now for Alabama A&M this upcoming season?
1-0 each week. Can't look at the big picture. You gotta just one and 0 every week.
Hey, I like it. That's the same message I've been getting from everyone from Alabama A&M. I've been trying to say, like, man, I want to hear like that repeat SWAC championship. That's something they're all like, hey, man, first game's the most important, and
Yeah.
you can't hate on it. But what are your personal goals? I know that, listen, I played offensive line in high school, and no respect. Let's just be honest. The offensive linemen, they see the running back in the end zone, and they're like, oh, he must have just teleported there. Y'all get no respect on the offensive line. But what are your personal goals for the 2021 season?
Well, like Coach Lawrence was telling me, they wanted to improve their ability to run the football. And my personal goal is to, at least get 10 to 12 pancakes a game. I'm trying to get after it, man. I'm trying to get at least first team all conference and go from there.
Oh man, I like to hear it. So I'm assuming. I mean, I've watched some of your highlights, and I've seen you just absolutely murder somebody on the field. Would you consider yourself a run first type offensive lineman, or would you much rather step back and be a pass blocker?
I'm definitely a run first, but don't underestimate my pass protection. I can get you can get physical in pass protection as well. Pass protection is not passive.
Oh man, I like to hear. So this is an interesting question, just as an offensive lineman. So you don't have to give too much information if you don't want to, but when you got a defensive lineman matched up against you, what is the least effective move against you, and what would you consider something you need to improve on in terms of blocking? Like, what move kind of gets you sometimes?
I got to work on my stopping the long arm. But other than that, like bull rushing, don't bull rush me. It's over with.
You said you're gonna be putting the dirt and come up in here trying to bull rush me. I love to hear it, man.
The dirt, man.
So, man, you're new to the Swac, but I think you know this already. The fans are so passionate in this conference, and I mean, we'll release an episode, and if we say like one thing wrong about a team, I don't know how the fans hear about it. Like, we won't have a single Alabama A&M fan comment for like 3 episodes. I say one wrong thing, they're like, "What you mean? Forget about us?" But Jackson State fans are really loud this year. FAMU fans are really loud this year in the comments. And every time I say, "Man, you can't sleep on Alabama A&M," all I hear is, "There ain't gonna be nothing this year." That was last year in the COVID year. What's your message, and what do you have to say to those fans and other teams sleeping on the Bulldogs this year?
All I can say is to tell the fans is to just stick by us the whole season. It's gonna be some ups and downs in every season. We're gonna just stick by us, and we're gonna make it happen this year.
Hey, I like to hear about it, man. And so, I asked this question. I know the first game is the most important, but you can pick another one too. So you can give me your second most important. What game on the 2021 Alabama A&M schedule are you looking forward to the most?
Jackson State.
No hesitation.
We got Jackson State for homecoming, and one of my good friends, Aubrey Miller, plays linebacker over there. Which is also from Memphis as well. So we're gonna be talking a lot back and forth.
I can't wait for that matchup. Aubrey's a dog on the defensive side. Hey, if he comes on the blitz, you're hoping it's in your gap, right?
I'm hoping it's in my gap, man. Me and Aubrey and I have been battling it out since middle school, man.
Oh man, that goes way back. That goes way back. But I mean, so you got to kind of expound on this. So what, like, one, a lot of Jackson State fans told me they were a little bit offended that it was a homecoming game. They were like, "You don't schedule us for homecoming." And two, like, what about, like, how big do you think that game is going to be in Huntsville that weekend?
I think that's going to be the biggest game the Swac has ever seen. Honestly, I think that's going to be one of the biggest games the Swac has ever seen.
I like it. I know listen, I said that, I forgot. It was like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I was like, FAMU, Jackson State's getting all this talk, it's this game day and all that. But man, Alabama A&M, Jackson State, like that's the game for me. Yes. I mean, that's got to be. But these next few questions are just more about you, because I mean, with this NIL coming down the pipeline, I'm like, we want to try to use these player interviews so the Jonathan Timmons, the Spencer Perrys, you guys can promote yourselves and like use this going into the future, because that's the most important thing for you. Are there any companies that have already reached out or that you would like to reach out? Like, how do you plan on attacking this new name, image, likeness law in the NCAA?
I plan on taking a couple steps back at first, because I want to kind of get to know everything and figure everything out first instead of just jumping on the endorsement deal.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm so excited for the potential, though, especially now that
most definitely.
The Swac is just growing in popularity. I mean, we saw, I believe the Tennessee State basketball player just signed like a $2 million, $2 million, man. I can't imagine getting that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
definitely a good thing. It's something I would have liked to have out of high school. If I was a high
Absolutely.
school kid, it's definitely a
Absolutely.
good recruiting pitch as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, has Alabama A&M talked to you about that yet, or like, do you know if they have like any classes or anything to kind of like get y'all prepared for it?
No, I don't know anything about that yet, but I'm definitely gonna ask questions and try to get some more knowledge about it before I just jump on it.
Oh, absolutely. And with Maynard with that explosive personality, man, I can't wait to see what type of like promotion that he could do. But this one's more about your game here, man. Which NFL offensive lineman or offensive lineman from the past do you model your game after the most?
That's tough, man. I get a lot of Orlando Pace.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that.
I get a lot of Orlando Pace. I watch Quentin Nelson a lot. I love Quentin Nelson. Man, I just try to be the best version of myself at the end of the day.
I like it, man. I like it. So, if you had to like look at your game right now, what is like if a scout came to you and said, "What am I getting in Jonathan Timmons? Like what can you bring to my NFL team? Like what would you tell them your number one strength is as a player?"
My grittiness and my toughness. I'm gonna block to the whistle blows every play, and I'm gonna get after it every play.
Man, you got to get down and dirty in the trenches, man. I like to hear, but you've played some huge games while at Charlotte. I mean, y'all
Yeah,
even got to go down. I believe it was the Bahama Bowl, if
yeah,
I'm
we
not
went to
mistaken.
Bahamas. Yeah.
How was that? I got to ask real quick. How was that? Because that's I know it's not like a I know it's not a like a what's it called, a New Year's Six game or anything, but that's got to be the
Right.
coolest bowl game to go to.
Oh my goodness, it was so fun down there, man. We had a lot of fun, and even though we lost, man, but I played a real good game, and so I got a chance to learn a lot of things down there as well.
I like it, man. But who is the best defensive lineman that you've ever faced in your career?
Oh, that's a tough one. The best defensive lineman. Oh man. Um, that's tough. You kind of put me on the spotlight right there. The best defensive lineman. Tier Tart Spencer. That from FIU. He was a dog. He was a problem down there. I'm sorry. Dude was a monster down there. I think he's on the NFL roster right now. Matter of fact.
Yeah, I mean, listen, them Florida boys.
The
Like to
Florida
be
boy.
honest, they're different. I mean, I'm from Alabama, so like I understand how just ridiculous. I mean, because they got IMG down there, even
Yes.
St. Thomas down there is
Yes.
just oh my lord. So I know y'all play Clemson, so I was kind of surprised like you didn't give me any Clemson D linemen.
Clemson was good, but honestly, I faced better D linemen than Clemson. Honestly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
oh, I like it. Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, like. To be fair, their D line this year might be the best I think they might have ever
Yeah.
have. I think
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
five stars, and I was like, you
Yeah.
can only put four people out there. I don't know
Yeah.
how that's exactly going to work, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's before they had Brian Breezy and all those
okay,
like Xavier Thomas. He played at the end. I didn't really get a chance to play him that much. So yeah.
I like it, man. But just in terms of your whole career, I mean, this could be high school, this could be college. What do you consider the biggest game you've ever played in?
Um, against honestly against Independence and JUCO.
Oh,
That
man, I bet
was
that
a
was
big time
crazy.
game right there, man. You get there, all the cameras was there. It was jam packed. I'm like, is this a Power Five game we at right now? Like, oh my goodness,
I,
man.
I mean, is the rivalry like so? I know, like on
Oh
everyone
yeah.
just says like Last Chance U is all edited up. Is it that intense every week in
Yes.
Kansas JUCO football?
Yes, Kansas is like the SEC of JUCO football. Trust me.
Ooh.
Like the year that I played, man, we signed like 32 kids D1. Yes,
Wow,
yes, yes.
that's
Like,
crazy.
like, yes. The scouts are gonna be there. The attention is always on you, man. It's big time football in Kansas.
Oh my God, that's insane. But this next one, I just kind of want to see. I know you probably haven't had time to like study the playbook or anything like that for Alabama A&M, but like just talking to the coaches, what's gonna be the biggest what's going to be the biggest difficulty in changing from playing in Charlotte's offensive scheme to Alabama A&M's?
The main difference is Alabama A&M is going to definitely throw the ball a lot more because we got that guy in the back. You already know.
Right.
So that's going to be the main difference. But that, like I said, they are trying to improve the running game and being able to pound the ball just as well so it can open up Aqeel for more passes.
Listen, as much as I would love to see a run game, it's like taking the ball out of Tom Brady's hands. Like, why would you not take? Why would you take the ball out of his hands? I mean, so I know you've blocked for some good quarterbacks, but I mean, Aqeel's got to probably be the best one that you've ever played against. Is there like as an offensive lineman? I mean, I remember when I was playing, just even back in high school, like if we had a good quarterback, I always felt added pressure. I'm like, man, if I miss a block and this dude gets killed, like I'm gonna be the most hated person ever. Do you feel any added pressure blocking for a guy the caliber of Aqeel?
I love the pressure. That's what helps me play best. The pressure.
I like it, man. I love the confidence, but I mean. So right now, as we said, I mean, we're recording in July, man. You know, like fall practices are coming up, summer workouts. You're going to be getting to campus. I mean, if you had just one last message, man, and just what Alabama A&M is going to do this year, do you think that this team is going to win another Swac championship this year?
Oh, without a doubt. That's at the forefront of our minds. But like I said, 1-0 every week.
I love it, man. But man, that is what I got for you, man. Guys, this is Jonathan Timmons. This was a great interview, man. I'm so impressed, and this was great. I'm gonna give you some time though, man. Where can they find you on social media? Guys, make sure to go follow him. The more followers he got, the better it is for NIL and this kid growing. And Alabama A&M is going to be one of the schools y'all gonna want to follow. So make sure to follow him. Where can they follow you, man? And any shout outs, anything you want to give, man, this time's yours.
Oh, you guys can follow me at John No Wall, JON_No_Wall.
I like it. I like it. Listen, he might be a wall, but it's no wall on Twitter, man. I love it. But man, Jonathan, I appreciate you coming on here, man. We're gonna have to have you on the season, man. I'm gonna be, we're gonna be covering Alabama A&M right here. I've already kind of hinted. I'm trying to keep my predictions like under wraps, but I've been called out in the comments a few times. I think everyone kind of knows who I'm hooking my bandwagon up to, just based on the recent interviews and everything. But we'll save it then, man. But we'll have you back on the season, man. And I'm gonna be rooting for you big time.
Hey, man, just hit me. I'll be ready to come back on whenever.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. But guys, make sure to check out this interview. Go check out his teammate Spencer's interview and even his quarterback, the guy he isn't going to allow any sacks on this year. Aqeel Glass is also on here. But guys, make sure to go follow Jonathan. Y'all know where to find us, man. YouTube, any and all podcast streaming platforms. But for Jonathan, myself, and the Bluebloods guys, we are out.